Happy morning. It's always a happy morning when Miss Connie Davis is here because I have somebody who can play this wonderful piano, and I'm very thankful that ETC just had our piano tuned, which is amazing because I was kind of embarrassed to invite people here to play because it was a little bit out of tune from us moving it around so much. But Miss Connie just sat down and gave me a mini concert that you're going to get in the near future, and it is, yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you for being here today.
Well, thank you for asking me.
Well, you're here because music holds the world together.
It does.
And right now, our world needs to be held together. We need to join each other in prayer. We need to join each other in song. We need to join each other in reverence for what is happening in Israel. We need to gather together and support each other. And I have to ask y'all once again to keep praying for a wonderful family here in Gilmer County. Gentleman that you know and love, he's only 75 years young, and he was still working, still driving a dump truck, had a really bad accident last week, and is now still in the hospital, still some issues, a touch of pneumonia. And we want to ask you to specifically pray that the pneumonia will just vanish. It will go away and he will be fine, and the DeFore family will be saying, Papa, come on home. We're ready to bring you home and ready for recovery, and all's going to be well. So to Gail, the family, everybody who knows and loves this gentle giant, please say a prayer for the DeFore family, and please pray that this pneumonia just goes away. Goes away. Now, we talk about churches all the time and all the denominations that we serve here, and we serve a multitude from Catholic to, we have everything in our viewing area except a Jewish synagogue. And we have to support the Jewish faith and families today, because even though we don't have one of them in our viewing audience, they are God's chosen people.
They are.
Do you know Jesus was a Jew, and they are attacking Jewish people around the world. And the things that I've seen on the news has been very depressing. It's not bad enough that the winter always depresses me anyway. I'm looking at other people who are dealing with terrible, terrible things going on. We've got to get together and pray and pray and pray. Now, you belong to a church that has a family of older folks and then newer folks and growing, and we're getting back in church after COVID. We want to be able to join together and pray because we need prayer more than ever.
Absolutely.
Now, you just graduated with a degree in what?
Theology.
Theology. So she knows a little something about prayer. She knows a little something about music. She knows a little something about lifting your spirits and knowing that He is in control.
Absolutely.
He is in control. And as I'm getting cold chills thinking about this, as we face what Israel is in the middle of, it can affect the whole world. Sadly, our borders to the United States have been open and run amok with all kinds of people from all kinds of foreign countries coming in who were not given the appropriate invitation, let's just say invitation, to come. They have caught terrorists at the border. I'm so concerned about America's health. And America has to join together and pray that we stop the madness. We close our borders. We welcome those who are legally coming to our country, and we say welcome, because there are many jobs available, there are many opportunities available, but do it the right way. When you bring in 150 terrorists that you catch at the border in a week, how many did you miss? How many did you miss? Now, you live in a community that you feel safe. I live in a community where we feel safe. We are also within 90 miles of the world's largest airport. And I have this horrible feeling that when the terrorist attack on American soil again, they will choose a point of destruction. We don't know how close it's going to be to us, but we can be assured that if they're doing what they're doing in Israel, we better get our act together in America. We better protect our borders, we better protect our citizens, and we better pray for Israel. And we are seeing demonstrations going on in major cities. Another reason I don't live in a major city, I live in a tiny city. But we have got to get it together. And you know how we get it together? We join in prayer. And he hears that voice. And he hears those crying out. And, you know, it's like the DeFore family has asked everybody to please pray. And let's pray specifically for certain things that we know that he has the ability to do. And I think that it's important right now.
It is very
that
important.
we do that. Now, have y'all got a new pastor at First Baptist? No,
Dr. Drake.
Dr. Drake, who was with us, what, a year ago, I guess?
Yeah.
Last time I saw him, about a year ago.
Yeah, about.
Is he encouraged by people coming back to church? What are you doing to get people back in church after COVID scare?
Well, we have different outreach programs to go out in the community and ask people to come, and then word of mouth. You know, word of mouth, when something good's going on, then you tell other people. You know, and then they're coming in different Bible studies and programs. I think that helps too.
Absolutely. And this weekend, y'all are going to have a Christian concert.
We are.
And one of the families that you've seen on ETC many times is going to be there. Can you talk about that, Connie?
I can. The Rumfelt family from Hayesville is coming in, and they'll be singing Sunday afternoon, and it's just going to be wonderful. It's Sunday afternoon, 4 o'clock at First Baptist McCaysville, love offering being taken, and also Ken Hicks from US 101 and Testimony are going to be there, so it should be awesome.
It should be awesome. I'm thinking if Chris's congregation, if half of them come, it'll fill up the church. So you know, that speaks volumes for him and the kind of church that he is pastoring, because he's opening the world to hope and to light and to goodness, and I think that's something that we're missing. You know, sometimes, and I just, everybody knows I don't like winter. I don't like dark. I don't like that stuff, because I think people get depressed, and I think that the way to stay kind of pumped up is to stay in the Word.
It is.
Does that make sense?
Oh, yes. Yeah, absolutely, yes. When you get in the Word encourages you, if you will let it.
Well, this morning I was reading, I have a cup that says, "You are a courageous woman," and it has a Bible verse from Joshua on there, and I was reading that. And I just said, yesterday I asked everybody to please do something, one thing a day, to encourage somebody else. And so I picked up the phone to call my friend up in Pennsylvania, and she wasn't at home and I couldn't get a hold of her, so I'll try again later. But I thought, if each of us, you, me, everybody else, can do one thing to encourage somebody, we're going to make it through this dark time in the world. We're going to make it through this dark time in winter. There will be people that will be depressed. I have so many friends who've lost children. I have so many friends who have lost their spouse and the love of their life. And they are like me. The winter brings that down feeling. So go to the Word and possibly lift your spirits.
Absolutely. Yeah. Psalms, Proverbs, both of those are really, really good chapters to be uplifting.
And it's important that we do that, because we are about to face winter, and I can't say it enough. I don't like dark. My friend Regina Camp used to say, somebody asked her, what do you dislike about it? She said, "I hate old dark 30. And I'm like her. Yeah, I like daylight and I like bright. And yesterday, we didn't talk about this on the air, but my guest yesterday had been, we were talking about PTSD. PTSD, yeah. We were talking about that, and she had been in a horrific incident where she was robbed at gunpoint by 3 males who literally could have blown her head off. She was told to lay on the ground inside the room where the safe was. This was at a business that she was running. And today, it's been over 20 years ago, she still has problems from that. And she's like me. She doesn't go out after dark, doesn't want to pump gas after dark, doesn't want to do things after dark, because you don't feel safe. Darkness makes us feel different about life. And so we have to keep light in our soul, and you have to keep something positive going on. So bring the light to our soul. And if you look through the Bible, you will find verses that will bring light to your soul. But she said yesterday, she said, you know, it was so weird when you mentioned that, she said, it just hit me, and I felt that night that I was robbed. And I felt so bad about that because I thought, oh my gosh, you don't think about it, but it was over 20 years ago. They never caught the 3 men who robbed her. But thank God they did not kill her, because they had her down on the floor and a gun to her head, and an alarm went off, and they ran out with the cash that they'd stolen. But they didn't hurt her. They didn't hurt her. So God's timing is perfect.
Absolutely.
God's timing is perfect. 21
Always.
years later, she has gone through every kind of health issue imaginable. She has gone through so much stuff, and she's still a very positive light in this world. And I think that's what's happening in Israel, maybe what's happening in the world. Maybe it's to tell us to be a positive light.
Could be.
When you sit down at that piano, I was sitting over there getting cold chills because she's playing the piano for me, and I'm going, I love this. And when you hit on Old Rugged Cross, I was like, ooh, and then she hits on Because He Lives, and I'm like, because He lives, we can face tomorrow. And so today you're going to get a mini concert from Miss Connie, but you're also going to get something very, very special. Today, I just presented the boys with a gift from Mr. Ellijay, and it is the new mastered Hank Williams CD, and it is good as gold. And we're going to be playing that, and you're going to get to hear a song about the House of Gold. And as we look at this world today, if we were leaving this world today, there's nothing we need to take with us, because where we're going is prepared for us. He has prepared a place for us. And so we don't need to take any of this stuff with us. And when you think that the money is everything, and you think the stuff you have is everything, no, it really isn't. But there is a place prepared for us, and we're going to listen to a song. This is Mr. Ellijay's gift to y'all. It's an early Christmas gift. When he gave it to me, he said, tell the boys to erase all the old music out of the computers. It's new, and it's great, and you're going to love this. So in honor of Hank Williams Sr.'s 100th birthday, which was just recently, we're going to play a little Hank Sr. Then we're going to come back and visit with Miss Connie some more, and then we're going to go to some music. You're going to do things on the piano that I hope will lift people's spirits and touch that emotional, because he lives.
He does.
Because he lives. That touches everybody. It touches everybody. And when we think about this concert, there will be shouting, there will be praising, it will be amazing.
It will be.
It will be amazing. Number one, the Rumfelt family is going to have everybody on their feet.
They will.
It's going to be so positive. And that's what we've got to look for today in this world. And again, this is Sunday at 4 p.m. in McCaysville, at McCaysville First Baptist. The first time I walked in that church was on a Sunday evening at 6 o'clock for a concert, and Joyce Bryson had invited me.
Oh.
She and Papa Jack, and that's the day that I met Doris and Doc Olnick, and I will never forget it, because right in front of me at the First Baptist Church in McCaysville sat a Jewish doctor from New York. And I get cold chills talking about him. He was precious.
He was.
He was precious. And he and Doris had this love story that was just amazing. And I just think about, people today aren't even thinking about the Holocaust. They aren't even thinking about how many lives were destroyed. And how many, it hasn't been that many years ago that happened, and here today we are allowing that to happen in our country, not in our country, in our world again. And we have got to stop the madness. So we're going to join together in prayer, we're going to join together in music, we're going to bring light to the world. And I think your piano playing is going to bring a lot of light to a lot of people. But right now, we're going to go. Mr. Ellijay, this one is for our viewers, and I think it's going to touch your hearts, and I think it's going to make you think about today. Here we go.
People steal, they cheat and lie for wealth and wine. But don't they stormy day. That gold and silver will melt away. I'd rather be in a deep dark grave and know that my poor soul was saved than to live in this world in a house of gold and deny my God and doom my soul. For what good is gold and silver too if your heart's not good and true? Oh, sinner, hear me when I say, fall down on your knees and pray. For I'd rather be in a deep dark grave and know that my poor soul was saved than to live in this world in a house of gold and deny my God and doom my soul.
Whether you're in the mood for chicken strips, a delicious burger, our classic banana split, or an upside-down thick blizzard treat, we've got you covered. Hot and fresh food every day, every time, and delicious DQ soft serve make the perfect pair at your favorite place. Not fast food, fan food fast. Your Blue Ridge, Ellijay, and Jasper Dairy Queens are your meet, eat, and treat headquarters.
Thank you for choosing DQ. How may I serve you?
The mountains are calling, and they're closer than you think. Farmers Crossing in Ball Ground offers creekside lots with homes beginning in the 400s. Walking distance to downtown shopping, dining, tennis courts, Calvin Farmer Park, and local events. It also includes a beautiful hike to Long Swamp Creek. Leave the car and the worries behind. Move in by fall 2023. Call Cherie Martin at 404-375-0590 or Evelyn Calhoun at 770-733-0779.
Georgia Medical Treatment Center now has 2 locations to bring you the high-quality holistic care you've come to know and expect. We treat neck, back, and joint pain with chiropractic care and injection-based treatment without the need for surgery or prescription painkillers. Our medical weight loss program can also provide relief while ridding your body of toxins, pounds, and inches while improving your overall health. Call today for a free consultation, 770-345-2000, or go online to georgiamtc.com.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
The ETC Game of the Week is back again this football season. Watch your local teams go head-to-head each week, only on ETC TV3.
Whether you're swimming in the sea or splashing in the pool, making a masterpiece or just making memories? Writing a great American novel, or writing your term paper that's due tomorrow. Whatever you do in life, Farmers is here to protect it. For all your insurance needs, call Donald Curtis in Blue Ridge.
Okay, each and every one of you are invited to a Christian concert. This is Sunday, October the 22nd at 4 p.m. at McCaysville First Baptist Church. If you don't know where it is, just go to McCaysville, cross the bridge, turn right, and it's right there. You'll just now run into their parking lot right there. And if you have time, go early and get out and get to know this tiny town. We love McCaysville. We love Copper Hill. We love Ducktown. We love that area, and the Toccoa River is beautiful, and you just need to get out and get to know the community, but you need to get out and feel good in a concert with a bunch of people. And this is going to be Sunday afternoon, 4 o'clock, and it is love offering, and if you love them a lot, put in a lot of money. If you are on a budget and you can't, it doesn't matter. They're not going to tell you you can't come in the door. Everybody is welcome. So if you're on a tight budget, doesn't matter. You know, do what you can. We did a love offering one time in Jasper, and it was for a group that charged us a huge price to come. About fainted. And so my dear friend was running the door, and we had said we were going to do it as a love offering, and then when we found out what they were going to charge us, she said, no, we'll just charge everybody $10, and that'll pay half of it, and then I had to pay the rest in my pocket. We got tickled, and a guy came up to the door, and he said, I thought it was a love offering, and Regina looked at him and said, it is, you love them $10 worth. And I never forgot that, and I'm so appreciative to her for doing that. But again, this is free. It is a love offering concert. You are welcome to come, and if you don't have a dime, we don't care. We want you there to hear the word, and the word will be in song. The Rumfelt family, amazing. And I have never heard these other guys, Ken Hicks and Testimony.
They're from US 101.
Okay,
Yeah.
So it's going to be something different for everybody, but get out and be there on Sunday at 4 o'clock. Now, Miss Connie, you've taught music for how many years?
Over 20.
Over 20. Out of those 20 years, I think Hank Williams Sr. was a natural talent. I think some people are natural talents. Do you ever have children who sit down to learn the piano and you're going, they're not going to get this, they're not going to enjoy this, they're not going to like this, maybe they should have been an artist? Has that ever happened?
Sure it has.
And how do you encourage and tell the parents, I know you want your kid to learn the piano, but they're not destined to do that. How do you do that?
Well, if they ask me, then I will say just that, and I will say, you know, music is a universal language, and if they really want to stick with it, then they're going to know enough to be able to conversate with somebody about music, and they're going to be able to sing in a church choir because they know their notes and they can read their notes, and they can have other aspects that are going to, you know, going to help them down through life. So.
Well, I have always envied anybody who can play the piano. I mean, when you sat down over there, I'm just like, that just makes me mad because I cannot, number one, I'm so uncoordinated. I could never do that. And I videoed your hands. And that's what I loved. I sat over there and I videoed her hands as she made that piano sound amazing. And I just thought, some people get it and some people just don't have it. I don't have it, and I know I don't. I could sit down and talk to the Pope, and I can talk to the ditch digger, and I can talk to the grill cook at the Dairy Queen, but I can't play a piano. And I tried one time when my roommate could play any and everything, and I said, well, Glenda, just show me, and I'll just pick it up. No, I'm an idiot. I can't do it. I cannot do it. And I'm just so in awe of those who can. So you've always been such a blessing to us, and I'm so glad that you are here today, because we need to be blessed with a little bit of positive music. We need to be blessed with a little bit of just something that makes us sound good. And when we think about when they wrote the song Because He Lives, I don't think anybody ever really thought that that will be the anthem for funerals, it will be the anthem for times that are hard, it is an anthem for feeling good. Because He Lives makes us feel good. And so that's just one of those things. I think, and I'm weird, and anybody that knows me about church knows I'm weird about music. I want the old standards. I want the stuff we know, and I got so tickled. Everything you played over there, I could have sung every song with her, except I can't sing. But I knew all the words, and those words bring a good feeling to us.
Comfort.
They bring comfort, and so she chose an array of music that's just going to make you feel good. So we're going to go back now to another song by the crazy man, Mr. Ellijay. And then while we're doing that, Miss Connie is going to get set up on the piano, and she's going to give you a mini concert, compliments of ETC tuning the piano. I'm so proud of it, and I so thank you, Josh McClure. Yay, thank you, thank you, thank you. Again, if you have prayer requests, we encourage you to send them to us, and let's get people praying. There's so many things happening in our community. Every single day you look at the obituaries and you go, oh, I didn't know they were sick, or oh, I didn't know that happened, or oh my gosh, I need to reach out to that family. Oh my goodness, you know, we have faced so much in the last few weeks in our neighborhoods, in our areas, from friends to neighbors to young people passing. It has just been a sad, sad time. We all need to reach out to each other. And I think it's a perfect time to do a Connie Davis mini concert. And we're going to do that when we come back in just a few minutes.
Say, hey, good looking, what you got cooking? How's about cooking something up with me? Hey, sweet baby, don't you think maybe we could find us a brand new recipe? I got a hot rod Ford and a $2 bill, and I know a spot right over the hill. There's soda pop and the dancing's free, so if you wanna have fun, come along with me, singing, hey, good looking, what you got cooking? How's about cooking something up with me? About saving all your time for me. Well, no more looking, I know I've been tooken. How's about keeping steady company? I'm gonna throw my date book over the fence and buy me one for 5 or 10 cents. I'll keep it till it's covered with H, 'cause I'm writing your name down on every page, singing, hey, good looking, what you got cooking? How's about cooking something up with me?
Now this is what you call multitasking. We got you a mini concert on the piano, and we got you a mini concert like you were sitting in a bar. So we just double dipped in there. But that is compliments of Mr. Dwight Sanford, Mr. Ellijay, as we celebrate the 100th birthday of Hank Williams Sr. a couple of weeks ago. You know, Miss Connie, when I was sitting here listening to what you were playing, my mind just kept going back to the war in Israel. Jesus walked that holy ground. Jesus taught that holy ground. Jesus' tomb is in that holy place. And we have terrorists who are going in there and murdering and dismembering and horrible things to Jewish people, God's people. We have got to pray for the world. And as that music just, because every song you played was about his life on earth in Israel. And I'm like, are you kidding me? We have people on the streets of the United States today. We have a couple of members in our Congress who are supporting basically the terrorists. And these aren't evil people that are just mad. These are evil, evil, evil people. And I watched a mom this morning whose daughter, 21 years old, was taken from the concert and is held hostage today. We think she's still held hostage. We don't know if she's been murdered. We don't know. There was a video clip of her daughter, and that mom was sitting there. And I think I'm having a bad day because I had to bury my child. My child wouldn't be with Jesus. I'm not having a bad day. I just have to get myself through the winter. This mom doesn't know
That would be the worst.
situation of her child. She doesn't know. I know where my child is. And I'm like, I watched that lady and I thought, Cherie, you ain't got a problem in the world. Those people have got problems. Over 150 to 190 that they're thinking they've documented are either held hostage or have already been murdered. We know that at this point they've reached over 3,000 casualties. 9/11 happened on U.S. soil. If you think the terrorists are going to stop in Israel, God's country, God's home place, that's like coming to McCaysville, Georgia, and destroying Connie's home place. That's like going to Ball Ground, Georgia, and destroying our home place. It is like we are eaten up with evil if we allow this to happen. And our churches can stop this. Our churches can get together and pray for even those crazy people on the streets of New York, on the streets of San Francisco, on the streets in even Philadelphia, who are supporting the terrorist. Our churches have to come together. I don't care what denomination you are, you Baptist, you Methodist, you Pentecostal, everybody, let's get together and let's pray this evil away. This is God's home, God's resting place. He was in the tomb. He was in Israel. He wasn't anywhere else. He didn't go anywhere else to visit. Did he ever leave Israel in his lifetime?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, that's like home. That's like home. You know how we all feel about home and how we love it and we treasure it and we protect it? We got to protect Jesus' home. And we are, as I watched the news today, I could see some of the Fox reporters were getting angry at these crazy people in Congress who are supporting the terrorist. We have 2 Congress women, and I just, oh my, does it ever make me pretty sad and pretty sick about this. But we can get together, and Chris's church has about 500 people attending.
It does.
Okay, Cool Springs has got 166 average on Sunday. We think about that. That's almost 1,000 right there. Mm-hmm. If you have 1,000 people lifting in prayer, if you have 10,000 lifting in prayer, if you have 1 million lifting in prayer, God's going to hear our prayer. Mm-hmm. And we have got to get through this. And we want y'all to be encouraged to get out and hear something positive on Sunday again. This coming Sunday at 4 p.m. And this coming Sunday at 4 p.m. you will get to, and this is, I was looking at this, it is sponsored by the First Baptist Church Student Ministry. And you know what's going to happen? If we don't have some student ministers, we're not going to have any student preachers because these old preachers are going to be gone. We got to have somebody to replace them.
Okay.
And so get your children at this concert. Get your children in church. Get your children in the Word. This is it. And it's going to be Sunday at 4 p.m., McKaysville First Baptist Church. It is so easy to find. Go to Blue Ridge, turn left at McDonald's, go about 5 miles, turn right in front of the IGA. You could even run in there and buy you some T-bones or some ribeyes while you're up there because they have great steaks. And you can go to church, and you get to be there with some great folks listening to music. And I'd say it will fill up pretty fast. We hope it will. We've got to get it together. We have got to get it together. I think last Saturday when we turned on the news and we realized what was happening, you know, it's not happening in our country, but it's happening to our country because we've lost so many Americans. Is it 29 or so at this point in time? And then more that have been taken hostage, and we don't know what the hostage situation is. And it's like when the terrorists are saying, well, if you do what we want you to, we'll give your hostages back. Well, you've already murdered all these other people. What you going to do about that? What are you going to do about that? You can't make that wrong right. You can't do it. And so we have to pray for the hostages and imagine. I can remember, and I don't know if you remember this, when Ross Perot was involved in bringing our servicemen home from Vietnam who had been POWs. Do you remember? I'm getting cold chills and I'm probably going to cry. Do you remember when those POWs touched down on American soil again? And they were little bags of bones as men who had been beaten and starved, but they represented our country as our military. They represented our country as our military. These people are innocent people who were in their homes with their children, in their daycare centers with their children, at a concert with their friends. People from around the world gathered. And these awful people went in and did this. Our POWs were no different than these people, and we did everything in our power to bring those POWs home. We have got to do everything in our power to bring the hostages home, but you can't give in to the evil and the terror. I don't know how they're going to do it, but we are going to have to pray for a miracle to bring. When I saw that mom and she was holding the picture of her 21-year-old daughter, I thought, her daughter hasn't gotten to live her life yet. Her daughter hasn't gotten to be married and have children. Her daughter hasn't gotten to do anything, and now she is held hostage by terrorists. We have got to get it together. We have the ability to do that. We have the strength in numbers to do that. Those people, and there are thousands of people protesting on the streets of America in support of the terrorists. If that doesn't make you mad, you need to get mad right now. Just get up and get mad, and let's get through this, and let's pray our way through recovering these hostages. We can't do anything about those that have been murdered. We can't do anything about the babies who were decapitated. We can't do anything about that. But those that are here, those that are still alive, we can do something about that. And together we can join and we can do it. So, Connie, invite folks up to First Free Will and tell folks a little bit about that church.
Oh, First Free Will. It is a wonderful, alive, vibrant church, thriving. And when you go in there, you can feel the Spirit when you walk in the door. Wonderful singing, Spirit-filled singing, wonderful preaching. Chris just, he's anointed, highly anointed, and his family that sings highly anointed. So you will get a blessing if you hear them sing. They're wonderful. Just be prepared to have a wonderful blessing.
And his church is in Hayesville, right?
Yes,
Just over the border in Hayesville, North Carolina.
Yes.
So if you're saying, well, that's too far to drive, no, I drove to Brazelton to church from Jasper for years. So no, it's not too far to drive. You just get up early and make sure you get to the Krispy Kreme in Brazelton as the hot lights on. But just get up early and drive to Hayesville and go visit Chris's church. Go visit any of the churches that you haven't been, and I tell everybody, you know, just do something to bless somebody. If you know somebody who maybe lives alone and she goes to church alone, maybe surprise her with a visit and go to church with one of your friends who may be a widow or a widower who's left alone. and do something with somebody else to make a difference in their life. We're going to do one more song by Mr. Ellijay because he gave us this CD to share with y'all, and he's mighty proud of it. And so we want to share one more song with him as we go off the air today. He has spent this year truly in the studio doing everything I asked him to do. I said, I just want you to redo this, and do these. And he was like, really? You're a little demanding? I said, no. Our audience will love it. You will love the new stuff he's doing. You will love the new productions he's working on. You will love Smoky Mountain Memories. You will love Ain't It Good to Be Back Home Again. You're going to love the music, and it comes from the heart. And it's just like Miss Connie, your love of teaching. How many children have you taught today?
Probably hundreds.
Yeah.
Hundreds.
And have there been any who come back to you and say, Miss Connie, you really changed my life?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So what a blessing you have been. What a blessing you have been. Now, if people want to get involved in the things that you're doing, if they have kids who want to take piano lessons, are you still taking students?
No, not right now.
Not right now.
I'm booked up.
Okay. Okay. And that's often the case. If there's a good piano teacher, she's doing all she can do. Yeah. So that's it. Have you got a recital coming up with some of your students?
Christmas.
Christmas recital. And where will that be?
At First Baptist.
Okay, so we will bring you back and we'll talk about that again the closer we get to Christmas. But right now, we're going to leave you with one more song by Mr. Ellijay. Here we go.
I try so hard, my dear, to show that you're my every dream. Yet you're afraid each thing I do is just some evil scheme. The more I learn to care for you, the more we drift apart. Why can't I free your doubtful mind and melt your cold, cold heart? Before my time made your heart sad and blue, and so my heart is paying now for things I didn't do. In anger, unkind words are said that make the teardrops start. Why can't I free your doubtful mind and melts your cold, cold heart? You'll never know how much it hurts to see you sit and cry. You know you need and want my love, yet you're afraid to try. Why do you run and hide from life? To try it just ain't smart.